Welcome to Free Play. Today we're looking at Gunforce 2. Gunforce was enough of a success that when ARE finally closed down their arcade department in 1994, they decided to go out with a bang. And what a bang it was. Picking up for the last one, you play as some guy as he goes on what must be a PCP-fueled gun trip to take down God only knows what, but they sure look mean. But good lord, are you giving them a bad time of it, that's for certain. You want to talk about a bad time? This guy wants you dead so much he's willing to jump on you with a bomb. And then there's this guy who's willing to just throw a missile at you wholeheartedly. About 3 minutes in, I was starting to notice something strange. This gameplay was more than just a little too familiar. Rescuing prisoners, shooting in all directions. Then it hit me. This is Metal Slug. I was about ready to crank on this one by calling it a shameless knockoff, but once again, research saves me from looking the fool. Looking up Gunforce 2 actually brings up the Metal Slug wiki, where it talks about how the devs of the game went on to produce Metal Slug about 2 years later. Well, that explains a whole lot. Like the last one, this one feels heavily influenced by movies that the developers really enjoyed, like The Road Warrior, Commando, RoboCop, and Aliens. It looks pretty amazing. The explosions are really full, the enemy designs are kind of endearing. Oh, look at this guy, he's almost cute. Ah, not that cute. And because clearly one gun was insufficient for an adventure of this caliber, you have 2 guns to fire with, which is about as Looney Tunes as you can imagine. But still, I can't shake the feeling that, for all its great aesthetic, a distressingly large amount of this game is completely phoned in. The designs are great, and the game itself runs pretty well, but there's a kind of drear to it that makes me feel like the whole thing is just something they cranked out to get it over with. With a looming split from ARE, the devs responsible for this game, who, as mentioned, would pump out Metal Slug in 1996, probably just had enough of this cash grab game and wanted to make something real and cool. Still, you can see the clear parallels, especially in some of the vehicle-based levels, or the rescuing of the ladies in this game. They don't give you power-ups from dirty shorts, but they do add to the score. Sadly, you can't save all of them, especially in the flying levels. Yeah, good luck with the ground there, Toots. Hope that works out for you. Speaking of power-ups, they're not nearly as plentiful as they were in previous games, which is just a shame. Most of the game is played just using the standard dual machine guns, which is about like shooting a pea shooter at an aircraft carrier. Likewise, this game feels far too long. There are lots of sections where you just spend most of the time in 2 or 3 bits. And without a sense of progression, it just feels like spinning your wheels in the middle of the game. I love causing carnage in video games as much as the next guy, but when there's no real purpose to it, then it just gets dull. And what's worse, when every boss leaves you to scream, "Why won't you just die?" you probably need to scale back the damage a little bit. But then again, it's all about burning quarters, isn't it? Additionally, while the game looks great, it groans and chugs when the whole thing gets busy. It's really just too pretty for its own good. So after fighting robot snakes, robot slugs, and what are clearly xenomorph for the whole of the end level, the end boss is a mechanical snake woman with giant boobs and a screaming skull under its helmet. You doing alright there, lady? It looks like you got a bit of a condition. Yeah. So, after all that hullabaloo, back we go to the beginning of the game to do it all over again. Nice try, Gunforce 2, I'm on to you. So, now that it's all said and done, does it get the free play quarter of approval or the slug of shame? Well, the game plays pretty well. It just drags on in too many places, and the bosses have way too much health. It really is a poor man's Metal Slug, and it just makes me want to go and play Metal Slug. I was almost ready to give it a tentative approval until it gave me the whole winning restart business. So sadly, unlike its predecessor, I'm giving this one the slug of shame. It really was a close call, but there are just too many missteps with this game to give it full marks in this case. Maybe next time, Screaming Skull Lady? Join us next time when we look at Gigawing. If you like what you saw, consider donating to my Patreon to get early access to all the new vids as they come out. And as always, thanks for watching.